Hello everyone, welcome to MBA Karo. 1 month is left for SNAP 2024 and it is one of the examinations which is conducted in multiple slots, and the first SNAP test is going to be on 8th of December. Some of you must be writing it on 8th itself, some will write on 15th, some will write on 21, some might be writing the multiple tests. So, how this examination is different from CAT and other exams? What are the key topics that you need to prepare, and how to maximize your score in this examination so that you can get calls from SIBM, SCM, HRD, etc. So, watch this video to understand the details about this examination and the preparation strategy. If you are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This is the best channel for all MBA entrance examinations. If you are preparing for SNAP and are looking for a reliable mock test series, so we have 20 mock tests per SNAP, which is a decent number of mocks to prepare for such an examination, wherein practice is a must because you have to attempt 60 questions in 60 minutes. So we are providing 20 full length mocks, and these are of mixed difficulty level, so that if the difficulty level turns out to be difficult, moderate, easy, you are adaptive to all those scenarios. So these are of mixed levels, so you will see variations in the test, and they are according to SNAP 21 to 23, the kind of questions that have been asked in the past. Now this is the examination pattern: 60 questions to be done in 60 minutes, 15 questions on English, 25 in analytical and logical reasoning, 20 in quant and DI. So if a student, someone who is good in quant and DI and reasoning, which generally happens with a lot of students, right? Some students are good in quant and LR, but weak in English. So this is one examination wherein you have advantage, because 75% of the paper is of quant, DI, and logical reasoning. So if you do score well on these two sections, you can crack the examination. There is no sectional cutoff. So that is another advantage of this examination. There is no sectional cutoff. So you just need to score high on the examination. So let us say your English is poor. You just managed to score 5 marks out of 15. And in these two, let us say you scored 17 marks in quant and 23 in like reasoning, you got a 45 score, which is above the cutoff. So no matter if a person is scoring like 15 on 15 in English, but still scoring less than you, so you will have an advantage. So there is no sectional cutoff. That is the big advantage of this examination. Hence, you can play according to your strengths and maximize your score. However, there is negative marking, 20%, 25% negative marks. So it is +1 and minus 0.25 for each of the questions. If you appear on more than one test, the higher score will be considered. So if you are appearing on two tests, the higher of the two. If you are appearing on all three, the highest score will be considered. Now, there is no normalization. That is the worst part of this examination. And historically, for the past 3-4 years, I have been seeing since the time SNAP started taking multiple tests, I have seen that there is no consistency in the difficulty level. One of the slots is definitely going to be an easy one, and other two can be, one could be moderate difficult. So it keeps varying. So that is the worst part about this examination. So best part is no sectional cutoff. Worst part is no normalization. Now, here comes the question, which snap to take. Some people will say that, okay, go for the first snap. Some people will say second, third. It is very random. Like, for example, last year in 2023, snap 2 was the easiest because of the quant part. See, people know the concepts, right? Most serious aspirants know the concepts, but it is about speed. So if quant becomes calculation intensive, then people take time to solve the questions. Okay, so 2023 second slot was the easiest. In 2022, slot 1 was the easiest. I think in 2021 also, I think this was the easiest. So it keeps varying. Okay, so third slot generally has been difficult, but that is not a guarantee. In fact, in 2022, they had an additional third slot. So in 2022, they put to an additional slot because of some center change. That was the easiest. So instead of 20, so there were very few people who took this test, and it was very easy. So it keeps varying any of the slots can be easy, any of the slots can be difficult. Okay, so you cannot tell which is going to be an easy one, which is going to be difficult. See, across the slots, English is almost the same. It is about the level of quant questions, because reasoning also manageable people can attempt the questions. One or two questions do not make a lot of difference. But in quant, if the test becomes calculation intensive, then it becomes difficult to solve. Okay, so it is completely a gamble. You cannot predict which is going to be easy, moderate, or difficult. So if you can spend some money, if you are dedicated towards this examination, can spend some money, I would recommend that you should take all three tests. Otherwise, you can't predict beforehand which is going to be the easy one. So different slots can have different. Let's say you appear on first and third, and like second turns out to be easy, or you appear one on two, third turns out to be easy. So we cannot say which is going to be the easiest one. Okay, and it does not matter that if it is the easiest. Let us say the slot was easy, but you did not perform well that day. Okay, on the other hand, the slot was comparatively difficult, but it was your day. You did not get stuck in any of the questions. You got your English questions right, and you can score high on that. So there is no guarantee that which slot will give you the maximum score. So complete gamble. And as I said, that if you can shed some money, you can appear on all three tests to maximize your chances. Now let's talk about the syllabus part. What are the topics that one must cover? English, although has 15 questions, but has diverse variety of questions, and you cannot guarantee that which question can be asked from which topic. So there is no defined syllabus as such, but seeing the trend of the past few years, not just the recent ones, the past years also, there are certain kind of questions which are snap favorites. So one is parts of speech. They might give you a sentence and ask you to spot adverb. They might ask you to spot adjective or any such part of speech. Then figures of speech is crucial. Like you generally get, like these are must do, like figure of speech, different figures of speech, alliteration, euphemism, hyperbole, metaphor, oxymoron. We will be conducting some sessions on these. What are the different figures of speech and how to identify them in a sentence. So this is more or less a frequent question. Then you have sentence filler. A sentence is given. You need to fill one or two words into that sentence. Error spotting, which is obviously asked in all verbal ability based tests. You are given a sentence broken into parts. You need to spot the error. Then synonym antonyms. You can also expect questions from synonym antonyms. One advice that I would like to give you here is, do not spend too much time on synonyms antonyms. Because let us say you study 100 words, or let's say 500 words you studied, but there are some, vocabulary is infinite. It is a very large pool of words. So even if you study, let us say 500 words, something else might be asked, and you might feel that okay, whatever you studied was worthless. So yes, these are some things that are predictable ones if you understand things, because vocab is knowledge based. Okay, instead of knowledge based, read concept based things like error spotting, read grammar, so that you get a question based on error, you have high chances of getting it right. Similarly, figures of speech, if you know, you have high chances of getting those questions right. Idioms and phrases. Okay, so idioms and phrases are also tested quite frequently, and we have one free PDF also on idioms. You can check this out on our Telegram group. So the link is given in the description of the Telegram group. Join our Telegram group to find this. So this, it has a list of some around 400 common idioms. If you just brush up those, maybe you can get one or two in the examination. Then sometimes you have questions on reported speech, direct indirect speech, or active passive voice. They give you active voice and you need to convert into passive voice, vice versa. Modal verbs, this is also one of the favorites. Like quite frequently in 2022, 2023, I saw questions on modal verbs. So could, should, would, all these are modal words. Okay, so we have some videos on modal verbs also. You can expect questions from this. Then there are compound words. This is also one of the favorite topics of SNAP. Do read about compound words. What are compound words? How they are formed? And you may get questions from this topic as well. Then spelling errors. For this also we have a free PDF. Like you can check it out on our Telegram group. So common spelling errors. Just go through it. Prefix and suffix, sometimes they ask questions on like what should be the prefix, what should be the, like they give you that prefix, which prefix is used with the particular word, and so on. And then you have words of foreign origin. So these are some of the topics which are tested. The ones I have ticked are highly probable ones, and apart from that you do get sometimes questions from these topics also. So one or two questions per topic. Let's say you might get a question on prefix on 1 year, maybe you may not get it the next time. Okay, sometimes you get questions on compound words, sometimes idioms and phrases. Idioms and phrases are important because you generally get 1 to 2 questions, and figures of speech. Please do prepare these things well for snap. Now, if you wish to improve your grammar, let's say if your English is weak, you have not studied grammar for long, and let's say you are just focusing on CAT till now, wish to prepare for OMETs, especially which test grammar. So you can enroll in our grammar practice course, which has a grammar rule book with 160 plus rules. It will help you on all entrance examinations. Recently, NMAT was conducted, and I found that the 5 6 questions that were on errors were all covered in our grammar rule book. And we have an ebook on phrasal verbs and idioms also, so that will help you practice for these topics. And we have a vocab powerhouse which has 700 plus words along with their words with their synonyms and antonyms, topic wise and mixed practice test. So it has overall 1,000 plus practice questions. Topic wise we have around 20 25 topics. Per topic we have some questions, and then mixed tests. So the link is given in the description of this video. Then comes the analytical and logical reasoning section. It has single questions. Unlike in CAT, where you have group questions, a group of 4 questions, SNAP all has all individual questions. Hardly you will see a group of questions. So alphabet and number series very important. You can expect at least 5 to 6 questions from this topic. You can have number series based, alphabet based, or could be some. I would also count here some number puzzles in it. Okay, so you can call it number puzzle also. What I mean by number puzzle is they might give you a circle, and there will be some numbers written here, and one of the numbers is missing, or they will give you a rectangle or a square and give you some numbers over here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and they will ask you one of the missing numbers. So these are quite dominant in snap. You do get 1 or 2 questions of this type. Plus alphabet and number series must do things. So practice some general rules. If the logic clicks, attempt those questions. If the logic does not click, skip those questions, because these are generally trap questions. Because you feel like, okay, this is a, some logic, I try to figure out the logic, but it may eat up a lot of time. Then you have coding decoding based questions, some alphabet code converted into numbers or some other code. Then critical reasoning, you will have around critical reasoning 5 to 6 questions at least, that include assumptions, arguments, conclusion, inference, course of action, cause, effect, etc. Arrangement based questions, maybe 1 or 2 questions on arrangement, or it could be a group of 2 questions, right? But you do not get too many group questions, maybe just 2 questions on one particular arrangement. Blood relations, directions, blood relations, directions, you usually get a question, maybe a family of 7 people, right? Or some other thing. Directions based questions, syllogisms, clocks and calendars, important for snap, right? If you have not studied about clocks and calendars, please do study. So clocks and calendars together, at least you can expect 2 to 4 questions, maybe 2 questions from each, or one from each. So 2 to 4 questions from clocks and calendars, because people generally do not study this topic for other examinations. So it is a must to cover for SNAP. Then binary logic. Recently, we have been seeing like since 2020, 2022 onwards, we have seen binary logic. 22 and 23, there were questions on binary logic. So we have a video on our channel also, binary logic for SNAP. You can read, understand it. This is the truth lie based questions. So one question each has been asked in the past 2 years. So if you do not know how to solve those questions, please refer to those videos and understand it. Then you have some questions on visual reasoning. Okay, that could be figure completion, series, etc. And logical order. So this is also a question type where they may say that there are 5 objects let's say for example seed, plant, okay, tree, etc. So they will give you 4 5 things. You need to arrange in a logical order. So this is what comprises the analytical and logical reasoning section. Now, Quant DI and DS, it is like the entire syllabus that you have for CAT. Okay, the thing is, level is, you can call it lower than CAT. Okay, not the previous, not just 2023 one, but also previous compared to previous years. You do not get very long questions. There will be one or two, maybe long questions. Sometimes some of the questions could be calculation intensive, so it covers all the aspects like arithmetic, geometry, mensuration. Modern math is also asked. You will be getting questions from permutation, combination, algebra, number system. So entire CAT syllabus, whatever you have for CAT, that is to be done for SNAP also. Just that the level is not going to be that difficult. So level is easy to moderate, considering you have to attempt 60 questions, right? So and you have 20 questions in quant, so definitely the level is much lower. But the thing is, it is about speed, how you pick the right set of questions and attempt them. If you talk about the data interpretation, there are one or two questions. You get table, bar, line, pie chart. So basically the conventional graphs are asked in uh, snap. So more or less, like if you are preparing for cat, quant is already taken care of. If you want some free content for snap, like as I said that we have some pdfs for snap, right? You can check out our telegram group, and in the file section you will find some interesting material. Now the question is how to balance cat and snap preparation. Most of you must be appearing for cat as well, right? Cat is on 24 November and snap is on 8th December, starts from 8th December. Some of you might be writing on, if you write on 8th December, you have 2 weeks. If you write on 15, then you will have 3 weeks. And if you are writing on 21, you have almost 4 weeks. Okay, so even if you're writing on the first date, that is 8th of December, how to balance that preparation? Okay, so I just discussed the common topics that are asked in SNAP. See, quant is covered if you are covering CAT. If you are prepared for CAT, your quant is covered. You do not have to prepare anything special. In LR, there will be some miscellaneous topics, right? Like for example, I said clocks and calendar, right? Then you have syllogisms, okay? Then you have some series based, just common logics you see, and like if you have a good logical ability, you will be able to do that. So not a big deal. Syllogisms, clocks, calendar, and then you have some more topics which we just discussed, like blood relations, directions, okay, and critical reasoning, coding, decoding, blood relations, directions, coding, decoding. So these are the common ones. Now, series coding, decoding can be done in one day, very easy. Clocks and calendar is a matter of one day. I mean, one day is too much. One day, I mean that if you study for 3 4 hours, that is enough to cover these topics. Not many varieties of questions. Just that you pick one day, you do clocks and calendars on one day, just giving 2 3 hours. 2 to 3 hours a day you will be able to cover clocks, calendars. Okay, 2 3 घंटे का टॉपिक है कुल मिला के. You will be able to attempt those, right? Syllogism, like this you can pick syllogisms, blood relation, directions. So all in all, like if you consider these important topics, right? So maybe one day to give to all. So in 1 week, like if you give one day to each of the topics, so in 1 week you can prepare complete LR. Okay, 1 week is enough for LR. This is just the LR part. I'm not saying that you have to just study 2 to 3 hours a day. You have to study much more, right? If you're targeting an exam. So if you give 2 to 3 hours per day, even if you give different topics, 1 week is enough to master these. Now, if we talk about the English thing, as I said that focus on grammar, right? When grammar, I mean that not just the errors, but about the figures of speech, right? Apart from this, parts of speech, figure of speech, and then you have a chapter here. I would suggest that CR also you need to prepare. So maybe CR may take 2 to 3 days. Critical reasoning preparation will take 2 to 3 days. So around 10 days you can prepare entire. And critical reasoning, I'm sure that if you're preparing for CAT, you must have prepared critical reasoning for RCs. Give some time to grammar, figure of speech, then idioms, phrases. Okay, then some those like if you prepare grammar, those fill in the blanks and all such things will be taken care of. And apart from that, like synonym, antonyms, reported speech, active, passive, active, passive. These are some topics which you can cover on a daily basis. Okay, and those like spelling errors, prefix, suffix, that things you can check one day. I mean, it's just that you can search out on the internet. Even on our Telegram group, we have given like some common spelling errors. So just go through them. These are minor topics which you can cover in a single day. So maybe in a single day, one day you will require for reported speech, right? This is something that you need to do on a continuous basis. Figure of speech, idioms, phrases, you can give one day. So within 1 week you can master all these topics, so no need to worry about that how to prepare for snap separately. If you are focusing on CAT, focus should be on CAT right now. After completion of CAT, you can cover these topics within a week. Now, how to score high on snap, right? What are some of the things? First is section wise time management. So you have 60 minutes, complete English in around 5 to 6 minutes. Then LR and QA, we do not know which is easy, which is difficult. In some slots, LR turns out to be easy. In some slots, Quant turns out to be easy. Okay, so give 20 minutes to each of these sections and do easy questions in all the sections. In both sections, pick all the easy questions and finish them. Now you are left with around 15 minutes. So in that 15 minute, you can maximize the easy section. Let us say you find that okay, quant is easy, you can maximize in the quant section. Or if you find that okay, I will give 50 in this 15, you can, it's your choice. You can give 10 minutes to one of the sections, 5 to one of the sections. It's completely your choice. If you want to finish all quant questions, you can do that. Let's say if your quant is weak, you can give that entire 15 minutes to LR section and finish the LR section. So that time management is important. Finish English within the first 5 6 minutes, because it is either you know or you do not know. There are no RCs or some things that you have to read a lot. It's just that answer quickly thing. Pick low hanging fruits, right? In each of the sections, you will definitely find some easy questions. Try to attempt those questions. If you find any lengthy question, right, skip every lengthy questions in the beginning. If you are seeing that there's a 3 line question on quant, skip it, because there will definitely be 1 line questions in quant. Then avoid speed breakers. I told you about speed breakers like number series and all those things which look intriguing, right? You feel that okay, I'm trying to figure out the logic. So if some logic does not strike, just skip those questions, right? Because sometimes things strike instantly, sometimes it take time to strike. So always try to solve the questions which you have solved before. Like for example, in quant, you know the concept, solve that question. If you are seeing that kind of question for the very first time, skip that. Do not over attempt because of negative marking, and take sufficient mocks for practice so that you know that okay, this is how I'm going to strategize my exam. In the first 5 minutes, I'm going to English and then going to LR, then quant. So if you attempt a sufficient number of mocks, then you know pretty much or less during the examination in what order you need to attempt the 3 sections. In case you are preparing for SNAP and are looking for mock tests, you can check out our mock tests, which are based on the latest pattern. There is one free test also. You can check that test and evaluate yourself. Where do you stand in that crowd? And in case you are preparing for different MBA entrance examinations, so we have a mock test bundle which includes mocks for all exam. It includes mocks for NMAT, SNAP, even for ZAT we'll be launching the mocks. And all the upcoming examination, we shall have mocks for all these exams. And if you are preparing for NMAT and SNAP, both the examinations, you have it towards the mid of December and end of December, and you feel that you need to prepare in a strategic manner, covering all the topics in details in a structured manner. So you can enroll in our course, which has classes for both these examinations. Okay, it has you get practice sheets. Okay, so it is basically NMAT and SNAP. So if you're preparing for these examinations, you can check out this course, which includes all these features also, not only the classes, practice sheets, and full length snap mocks, and NMAT 10 NMAT mocks, 20 snap mocks, and CR practice tests for NMAT and SNAP English grammar practice course. So all this is covered in this course. So this is about the SNAP preparation strategy for the next 1 month. In case you are preparing for CAT, first focus should be the priority should be CAT, and then as I said that in 2 weeks you can easily cover English and LR section. Quant is already taken care of if you are prepared for CAT. So don't worry about this examination. It is just a speed based examination. If your concepts are good and you have the right test taking strategy, you can ace this examination. I attempted one official snap mock, so you can check our channel, official snap mock. I took this test, and you can watch that how to attempt a snap test paper in the actual examination scenario, so that you can maximize your score in the examination, like how to attempt which section first, and then how to leave questions, etc. So you can watch that video on our channel to understand that how to attempt the snap examination. So wishing you all the best for this examination. We will be coming up with revision videos on Snap very soon.